and welcome in advance to Year 11 General Mathematics. I'll say from the outset that while your Year 10 course prepared you for all the variants of VCE mathematics, um, General Mathematics will not be as hard as some of the stuff you've done in Year 10 maths. Now, if you've done foundation maths, then you are uniquely positioned to be able to be prepared for Year 11 General Mathematics. And I'm going to make a few points to point out the differences. One is that for every assessment, you'll be able to use your CAS. And secondly, for every assessment, you'll be able to bring in a bound reference. Thirdly, the assessments won't have the same level of algebra as Year 10 maths. Fourthly, the topics will largely be practical. And finally, we will provide you with a lot of the notes that you need, and you can continue to annotate them and to make comments and all that. But we even provide you with the notes that you can bring into all the assessments. So hopefully this is a maths that you can have great success in. And certainly if you work hard, if you keep up with the work, and if you pay attention to the details, then you will do well in this subject, or hopefully, better than you did in Year 10 maths, and even better than what you did in foundation maths. So let me start with semester 1. This is the textbook we're using over here, and we'll be using a bunch of resources. And amongst them, not so much Schoology, this is the one from this year. It'll be Deeds next year, but also Edrolo, and of course your CAS calculator. Now, I'll just point a few things here. This is from the course outline that we used this year. It'll be updated for next year. I just want to point you to a few points here. First of all, the topics for Unit 1, which is Semester 1, it's sequences and series, as well as financial mathematics. That takes us all through Term 1. The second term, there are two topics: geometry, which are things like area, volume, surface area, capacity, scale factors, all that sort of thing. A bit of Pythagoras, and then univariate data. Univariate data is just a fancy way of saying data with only one variable. And that's an introduction to statistics. Now, those two sets of two topics each, two topics in Term 1 and two topics in Term 2, that will be the stuff that's on your examination at the end of Semester 1. After your exam, we'll start on Semester 2 stuff, which is linear relations and equations. Okay. Now, in terms of assessment, you will have two assessments before your exams. And these will be done in class. Don't worry about the dates and all that now, but for these assessments, as well as for your exams, and for every class test that you will do, you'll have access to your notes and access to your CAS calculator. And as you can see, there'll be two exams. Both exams will have those provisions, but the format will be slightly different. They're the same duration, 90 minutes, but for exam 1 it'll be multiple choice format, and exam 2 it'll be short and extended answers. Okay, so that's semester 1. And you can, I'll just say briefly that sequence and series might be slightly new to you guys. But financial maths or arithmetic is easy to see what that's talking about. It's talking about simple and compound interest, appreciation, depreciation of assets, and some stuff that you might come across in, or some concepts you might come across in other subjects like in commerce. But we'll be looking at the maths of that. So all of this stuff, fairly practical, fairly tangible, and I think you guys should do well in that. That's in semester 1. Or for Unit 1. We also give you a set of notes. And the notes that we give you will cover not everything. We'll need you to add in bits and pieces. But as you can see here from the contents page, it starts at a fairly basic level. So if we just jump down to the first topic, the first thing we do for the first week is percentages. Talks about increasing something by a certain percentage, things on sales, or things that have been marked up, and the percentage difference. We'll teach you how to do that. And then after we do that, then we move on to things like ratio and proportion, and then eventually simple interest and compound interest. So you get the picture. You can also see from these notes that they are fairly generous in terms of laying things out, and you can also see that if you do a bit of annotation, you have a really complete document going into your assessments that you are familiar with. Now, because of COVID and for semester 2, we changed the way we did things a bit, and we came up with another document for semester 2. And so I'm just going to very quickly go over to the semester 2 one, and you can see these are the topics. So in semester 2, from your examinations in the end of first semester to your examination at the end of second semester, you're looking at trigonometry, and that includes the sine and cosine rules, areas of triangle, and then also linear relations, which you would have started off after the mid-year examinations, straight lines, simultaneous equations, and then we go on to bivariate data, which is comparing two sets of variables. And then finally to networks, which might be new to some of you, but is quite enjoyable. Now I want to show you quickly what the resources you will have and how we lay everything out for you. So you will have this sort of document for next year, and I'll have the topics you're doing, the chapters, and the headings for each chapter. Then you have the what questions you have to do, all laid out for you. A reference from Edrolo, which is an online learning platform that has additional material as well as other ways of explaining it, and other resources that we give you. Okay, so you look at this sort of document, and I hope that it's clear to you that you're well provisioned for this subject. You have good support from your teachers, so you'll have not only your teacher in the class, but Mr. Grigg, who'll come to classes to support you guys as well. And you'll be well supported in terms of what you can take into assessments. Or I'm trying to say to you that you should go into general maths with a lot of confidence that you'll have good support, good resources, and good teachers that help you out, and you're well set up to do well. I want you to forget about year 10 if you had a difficult time, and I want you to look forward to general maths in year 11 because I think you'll do well there. So we look forward to seeing you there next year. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Mr. Ramalingam, and I can answer any questions. But there's no holiday homework for you to do. You guys have a good summer, and the only thing we want from you is a readiness to work hard, a willingness to be organized, and a determination to succeed. You bring that into class, and we'll get the best out of you, and you'll enjoy the year. Thank you very much.